Well, good morning, America. We have delivered our load up here in Portland, and I delivered it yesterday morning, and sit around here in the truck stop all yesterday and today, and figured I better put together some. We were talking money on the very first the very first video I did of this series. I was in Portland picking up this trailer coming out. I was in Massachusetts picking up going to Portland. I'm sorry. And I threw some numbers at you and everything. And if you remember, I want to go through those numbers now. All right. What it did is you pick the trailer up. They give you paperwork. You bring it over here. You deliver it. When you deliver it, they give you paperwork, or the paperwork gets signed. Well, you got to get it back to the company somehow. Back to the company you work for. You got to get back to them. Our company, we use this stuff called Trip Pack. It's a envelope that goes in at the truck stops. They have these little yellow mailboxes. They look like a regular postal mailbox, but they're painted yellow. And UPS comes along and picks them all up and delivers them. It takes about 2 days for them to get them from whenever they pick them up. You drop them off in the morning, they pick it up, and usually by about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. 2 days later, it's back in Oklahoma at our shop, and they can run the paperwork. They do the paperwork on Wednesday. It has to be at the shop by Wednesday. So if I just happen to be driving by the shop and I come by Wednesday morning and hand it to them, that gets put on payroll also. Well, when I'm out here on the road, basically I have to get this into the mailbox on a Monday early enough to be picked up on Monday. Sometimes they pick up at 1 o'clock, sometimes they pick up at 4 in the afternoon. So as long as I get it in the mail and they get it picked up on Monday, it's in Oklahoma on Wednesday, and I get paid for it on Friday. Direct deposit, by the time it actually hits my account, is Wednesday morning the following week. Okay? It actually shows up in the bank on Tuesday, but I can't draw it out of the bank until Wednesday. So that's just the time frame of how things get paid. Okay? So it's actually fairly quick. For most trucking companies, that's fairly quick. Company drivers usually get paid pretty quick. Owner-operators a lot of times get paid slowly. Takes some, sometimes... back when I was running my own authority, there were times I wouldn't get paid for 60 days, okay? The longest I ever went, I think, was a little about 90 days on a couple loads. But anyway, I'm getting off subject there. That's about this load here. I'm trying to give you an idea number-wise, how much money I'm actually going to put in my pocket because of this load. All right, so anyway, there's the paperwork there, and this is the stuff I send them, and this is the bills, this copies of the bills, and the original sheet that I keep for my records. So at the end of the year, when I come next year for tax time, I've got all these, and the company has these, and they get cut. They'll bill the customer. All right. So with that said, I'm going to run down some numbers here, and I'm going to go fairly quick here. You can rewind it if you didn't quite understand stuff. All right. I don't want to make this a really, really long video, otherwise it'll drag out for 3 hours. All right, on this load, it was about a 3,000 mile load with 130 some mile deadhead. The overall total mileage on it was 3,177 miles. Okay, if you take the money I made from the line haul, which is 3,822, plus 1,185 for the fuel surcharge, we talked about that previously, that gives you $5,007 that I made on this run, okay? Divide that by 3177, the overall total miles, loaded and empty miles, that come up to $1.57 per mile. All right, for fuel, I bought fuel. Remember, I bought fuel twice on the way across here. I bought $786 at one stop and $739 at another stop. That's $1,525. Okay. Now, when I picked this load up, I had about a half a tank of fuel. I haven't fueled up yet, and I've got about a quarter of a tank of fuel. So you can't really go by these exact numbers because I'm not topped off on both ends and figuring out exact mileage, okay, or dollar amount. So what you can do is you can average, okay? So we're going to average. From here on out, we're averaging, okay? The fuel, as you saw, I was getting about 6 miles per gallon on this load, okay? 3,177 overall miles at about 6 miles per gallon makes 530 gallons of fuel times $3 average fuel price. I paid $3.19 at one of the stops and $2.95 at one of the others. We also will get some discounts, and I won't get into that right now, but we do get some discounts on the fuel for the fuel card we use. Fuel card we use is ComData. Okay, we get some discounts and everything, and but I'm just going to put $3 a gallon for average, okay? So 530 times 3 equals $15.90. All right. On tire, there's other. That's all that really comes out of my paycheck as far as this paperwork, okay? But I have things I have to pay for every month, or every so often. I got to buy tires for this truck. Well, you don't buy tires every week. You buy tires once a year, or every couple of years, or whatever. All right. I'm going to throw some real quick average numbers at you. Okay, remember this is all averages. Okay, you're going to get some drivers call back, oh my God, that's all the more fuel or mileage you get out of tires, or I get a lot more mileage. Okay, every truck is different. I'm just throwing some basic numbers so you get an idea. Okay, all right. What we have here is when you buy tires, you can buy good tires, let's say Michelin's or something like that, for Bridgestones and stuff like that, for like $500 per tire. Let's say $500 per tire times 8. That's $4,000 for 8 tires. That's the drive tires. Okay. That's 300,000 miles. I probably get about 300,000 miles on those tires. That comes up to 0.0133 cents per mile. Okay. Doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. All right. Or you can buy cheaper tires. Let's say you buy some Yokohamas or something like that. $400 a tire times 8 is $3,200. Okay. You don't get the mileage out of those that you do out of the premium tires, get better fuel mileage. They might only get 2,500 miles. Now, like I said, these are just guesstimates and estimates. Okay. But let's say that by the time you do the math, that comes out to 0.0128 cents per mile. Okay. All right, we're going to go with a higher number. I put Falcons on this truck, and but we'll just go with the Michelins. Let's say, or Bridgestones. Okay, let's say you got good mileage, Adam. You got, and they come up to 0.0, or they're expensive tires. 0.0133 times 3177 was the miles on this run. I used up about $42 worth of tire, so I'm going to bring so $42 worth of tire that comes off. Oil cost me about $300 per oil change. Sometimes it's $320, sometimes it's $280. You know, it just depends on where I stop and get oil. But that's full service oil change. Just like going down to your Jiffy Lube or Quickie Lube stop in town for your car, we have those for semis too. So $300 per oil change at 15,000 miles per. $300 at 15,000 miles equals 0.02 times cents per mile. Times 31.77 again, that comes up to $63.54 for oil, $63.54. Okay, insurance. Every year I pay about $2,500 for collision insurance. Okay, there's a lot of other insurances, but the company pays for all of those. Okay, the only thing they don't pay for is my collision. So if I wreck this truck, okay, they cover the trailer, the cargo, the liability insurance, you know, the other vehicle might have got hit, or the telephone pole you knocked down, whatever. That's all covered on their insurance. My insurance covers for this truck, so I can replace this truck. My insurance is about $2,500. I went back and looked it up. It's $2,559 a year. Okay, I run about 100,000 miles a year now. Divide all that up. That comes up to 0.025, 2.5 cents per mile for insurance, times 31.77 again. That comes up to 79.42. We'll just round that to 80. All right, repairs. There's all kinds of other little nitpicky stuff and just oddball repairs. Okay, everything from a flat tire to windshield wipers to having to run down to the mechanic shop and get a $800 thing fixed. Okay, I figured on that. This took me about a week to run across here, so I just put $100 for that. Okay, now that can vary. You can have a truck that never ever breaks down. You don't have to spend that money. If it's a brand new truck, you got warranty. You don't have to spend that money. Okay, but you'd have a truck payment probably. But then you might have an old junky truck that breaks down all the time. That number would be a lot higher. Okay, so you get the idea. You got to be flexible with that. So let's just say $100 on this per week. That's $5,200 a year. Okay, but let's just, for this week, let's say put $100 aside for those little nitpicky repairs. On top of that, you've got your big repairs, like a transmission or a motor blowout, or a motor blows up or something, $30,000 or $28,000 repair on that. So you got your major repairs. You got to keep money saved back into savings for that kind of huge expense. All right, let me do some figuring real quick and I'll get back with you on this. Okay, we're back. What we did is I took all these numbers I just run by you, $5,007 of revenue income, okay, minus the fuel, minus the tires, minus the oil, minus the insurance, minus the oddball repairs, okay. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something here on this, so just bear with me, okay. But those are the major expenses, okay. By the time you take 5,000 minus all these expenses, you come out with $3,131. That's $3,131. We're going to divide that by the overall mile, 3,177, comes up to 98 cents a mile. That's what I actually made on this run, okay? In this week, I made about $3,177 on a 5-day run, okay? It took me about 5 days to get it over here. So, hopefully that gives you a little idea of the income I make on, and I'm going to do these on every load. I'm just going to show you basic generally on this load so you get an idea. A typical company driver, when I first started driving, I made 15 cents a mile, okay? That was my base pay. And then I got paid a penny for safety if I didn't have any wrecks or cargo claims or any kind of any kind of insurance type claim. If I did, if I tore up a customer's gate or something like that, or if I fender bender accident or whatever, is every week if you didn't have any accident, I got a penny bonus. Also, you got at that time they had what they call, that particular company had what they call an appearance bonus. You kept the truck clean. You went down to the truck wash about once a week and got it washed. Kept yourself clean, okay? Appearances to the customer, okay? That company I work for, they give a penny bonus, and that was a judgmental bonus. If you were a total slob or customers complained about you or something like that, they might not give it to you. I don't know if anybody ever didn't get that bonus. I don't know. I would imagine nowadays that's probably illegal. I don't know. But the first company I worked for, they had 15 cents a mile plus a penny safety bonus and a penny appearance bonus. Okay, so that's 17 cents a mile. That's what I first started working at. It wasn't too many years after that, some of the companies really came up to, stepped up to the plate money-wise and started giving, paying a lot better, up into the 25 and 30 cents per mile. I can remember that back in the early 90s, one of the companies, I'll name them, everybody knows who they are, JB Hunt. JB Hunt was one of the first companies, big trucking companies, that offered 40 cents a mile, and that was just unheard of. That'd be like today somebody offering 80 cents a mile for a company driver. That was just unheard of back then. So, but as of today, and I haven't checked all the prices with company drivers and stuff like that as of today, but a company driver would probably go to school, would get paid a flat rate while they're in school being trained and everything. Once you get it in your own truck, you become first seat, what they call first seat, where you actually are the first driver in the truck. If you're a solo driver, you'd obviously be the first seat. If you're teaming, you have first and second seat. But first seat would probably get somewhere in the mid-20s, 28, 26 cents, I'm guessing. And then from there, it only goes up. And you see, driving down the highway, you'll see a mustache hair. Ow. Driving down the highway, you'll see on the back doors of trucks, our company, we pay 58 cents per mile. We pay to company drivers. We pay 49 cents per mile, whatever. They're advertising. There's all kinds of gimmicks. You got to be careful on that. It might be 58 cents a mile if you include the insurance that they give you. They break it down by, hey, we give you so many, so much insurance, and you divide it by 100,000 miles a year that you're driving. There's an extra, 10 cents that we can add on. So they really pay 48 cents, but they add on 10 cents for the insurance. So it's an equivalent of 58 cents. You get the idea. There's all kinds of little tricks they play like that. But I'd say your average driver out here today was probably making 35 to 45 cents per mile at different companies, okay? So as you can see, being an owner-operator, you can make more money, okay? Now, I also own a truck. I got, you know, a very expensive truck here that I had to buy to get this 98 cents per mile, okay? Now, and I know there's going to be other drivers, oh my gosh, that's all the more money you make. Look at what I do. I haul empty trailers. I got the easiest job in the world, okay? So I know there's bull haulers, livestock trailers, you know, bull haulers, they'll make, we make $5 a mile. But they deadhead half the way, so it's usually they're making about $2.50 a mile. Okay, so they're making better than me. I'm making $1.50 a mile. They're making $2.50 a mile. But they're loading at 3 o'clock in the morning, hauling cattle, driving all night long, doing outlaw type trucking. You know, I don't want to do that. I used to do that when I was younger. I don't want to do that anymore. I enjoy this lifestyle. Okay, it's what I enjoy doing, so that's the price that I have willing to work for. And hey, 31.31. Now I've worked a lot more than 40 hours this week, but 31.31 divided by, what is that? Let's see here. Clear. 31.31 divided by $40 or 40 hours a week. You'd have to make $78 an hour to make equivalent. So give the idea. Now that's a 40-hour week, and I actually worked about 60 or 65, 70 hours this week. So anyway, I hope that gives you a little idea of where I stand on this and what is possible out here. Okay, so with that, we'll wrap this up. Ciao, have a good one. We'll see you on down the road. Bye. Oh, I'm in the shorts, and that's another thing about my diet. I can actually cross my legs now. Couldn't do that before.